Southwest 4449. They said, no, that's a gate 18. For Southwest 4449, they're still wanting us to go to gate 18. They said that aircraft's supposed to push forward way back.
Blue hangar, there's a green line. You familiar with that? Southwest 4449, taxi on the green line. Stay on it. Hold the beam, Hotel 1. For 7 Sierra Tango, runway 20 up, taxi via Charlie Kilo. Tango, caution, jet blast southwest is making a right turn now into that ramp. Sir, you want to go where? Okay, it's 2 at 1, sir. 9 Hotel Sierra, what was your request again? Sierra, then taxi via Alpha 2 Dove Street. You want us to remove this El Toro local departure? 1982, Jefferson, push crude out of gate 18, information Alpha's turn.
Station 567, Mike Charlie, downwind clear. Clear to the heavy. San Francisco Airport, Hero 3 departure, IK transition as filed. Climb via SID, except maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 34010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 7220. Station 7, Mike Charlie, read back correct.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Contact tower, well, but I before that. (1982), runway 20 right taxi via Alpha, hold shuttle Lima.
Star 321, Charlie Kilo, John McLaren, on departure, turn left heading 080. Maintain VFR at below 2,400. Advisors with the tower on 119.9er, squawk 0235.
Taxi, 4449, taxi the Alpha to gate 18.
No, sir, 1 Charlie Kilo, be back correct.
All right, here we are. Good old John Wayne, ZLA, FSC Ops. So I'm logged into PilotEdge. I still need to file the flight plan. We are flying the Cessna, twin Cessna, from Digital Replica. It's a pretty nice plane. It's a lot of fun to fly. I'm not a huge GA person. I prefer my more complicated, well, I like GA, but I prefer my more complicated airplanes like the King Air and airliners with all that stuff. But this plane has quite a few switches and knobs and things to do, so it makes it entertaining for me. All right, so first thing, let's go to X6 Economy. Start the flight. Put this in pounds. Put 4 people on board. Close the cargo door, and we're loaded up. Loaded up. Okay, so let's turn these switches up. Okay. Let's nav light. I'll turn on the beacon. Turn on the battery. Brake is set. You can open up that window for whatever reason. I'll close this door. It's good that it locks on its own, right? Cow flaps are closed. Fuel tanks to on. And we'll prime both engines. That usually helps. engines going. The alternators would turn on the left and right alternator. Batteries is pinging at 25, and amps should be falling, which they are. Okay, so we're charging. Let's turn on the auxiliary boost pumps and turn on master avionics. Turn on the Garmin. We have oil pressure on both engines. We're good there. We have plenty of auxiliary and main fuel.
Las Vegas clearance, radio check.
Lean the engine a little bit while we
calling for
sit
radio
here.
check. It started quiet, but I could hear it fine by the end.
And before I forget, let's turn the source to the Garmin 530. And let's grab ATIS at John Wayne. 26.0.
For departures, contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Bravo. John Wayne Airport, ATIS information Bravo. 1653 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 18. Dew point -1. Altimeter 3015. Arriving and departing runways 20 left, 20 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments.
Alright, so we're good with Bravo, and we have an altimeter of 3015, 30.1560 feet, so that's correct. And let's get our, I'm gonna file. Hey M9, how you doing, bud? You doing all right today? So I'm gonna do a IFR, just, well, I don't know, the weather's so nice, maybe I should just do a VFR departure. I kind of like IFR stuff though. I'm just gonna do IFR. So, to me, come over here. We're gonna go to PilotEdge. I'm gonna do the Muscle 8 Seal Beach. It's a C10 9000. Don't need an alternate. And IFR is just easier when I don't want to think about airspace. And I don't want to think about airspace, I just want to fly.
Las Vegas clearance, Delta 2415 with information Charlie, question IFR clearance.
Delta 2415, Las Vegas, clearance
Feeling
cleared
good?
to
Good to
the
hear it,
Burbank
bud.
Airport by the Boach 8 departure, wake transition, direct cream, Janny 5 arrival, climb via SID, departure frequency 125.9er, squawk 1560.
here to Burbank as filed via the approach H departure. Weekend transition direct cream.
Once I get out of this complicated airspace and I can cancel IFR in the air, we'll see.
Delta 2415, I just want to confirm that.
Say again?
Let me download this flight plan. Save me some time.
Delta 2415. Center. Say again.
The controller's having a mic issue.
Delta 2415, how do you read?
There he goes.
5x5. I can hear you now. You kind of cut off at first.
Delta 2415, the routing is not as filed. The routing is Boach 8 departure, wake transition, direct cream, Janny 5 arrival.
That's why you never say
the altitude to maintain, climb via SID.
Because you're not gonna always get what you file. Alright, I need to...
Local departure 1 is joining
Delta 2415.
This is Delta 2415. I'm gonna have to disconnect and reconnect. I'm having problems with.
Morning, John Wayne clearance, Twin Cessna 1399er signature, current 1 Bravo, IFR, Apple Valley. See if I get what I filed. But I didn't say as filed because we don't know if I'm going to get what I filed. He could totally give me something totally different. Gangans, how you doing, bud? The gang is all here. It's Halloween.
Southwest 963.
Anybody going to any Halloween parties tonight? Because it's actually, isn't this Friday? Or is this Thursday or Friday? Today is, no, it's Thursday. So there probably won't be a whole lot of,
Tower 118.1.
probably won't be a whole lot of Halloween parties on a Thursday night, but I guess there's some. He's
Bakersfield Tower 107 Bravo Kilo, 8 miles southwest, 4 stop with X-ray.
Sunwest 963, Las Vegas approach. Information Delta just came up, altimeter 3036, expect visual approach, runway 26 left. November 107 Bravo Kilo, Bakersfield Tower, enter left downwind, correction, left base, runway 30 right, cleared to land.
Enter right base 30 right, clear to land 107 Bravo Kilo.
Oh, you gotta buy some candy, no parties. It's raining where you are. Oh, well that, you might not have to buy a whole lot of candy in that case.
Sunwing clearance, Cessna 49er 108, ready to copy IFR to Avalon for the I-7.
November 49er 108, John Wayne clearance, on request, standby.
That's like I asked for.
November 139er, John Wayne clearance, clearance available, advise ready to copy.
1399er, go ahead, sir.
November 139er, cleared to the Alpha Papa Victor Airport by the Muscle 8 departure. Fuel Beach, transition, then as filed, maintain 5,000, expect 9,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 4353.
Clear to Apple Valley via Muscle 8 departure, Seal Beach transition, then it's filed, maintain 5,000. Expect 9,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure 128.1, squawk 4353, 1399.
November 13909, read back correct.
Alright, so we got that. So now I need, ground is 120.8. And tower is probably going to use 20 left, 119.9. So I've entered the flight plan. Let's set up the autopilot. Is there a mod to see location of the plane? I do see SNA there, but wondering if X-Plane Streaming has mods like that. What do you mean, is there a mod? Like, I use Navigraph charts, and that will track my airplane, and it will geo-reference and all that, so it shows me where I am on the airport. So Navigraph charts has something called Symlink, I think it's called, and I just connected that to my laptop right now so I can see where I am on the field. Or are you talking about something different? All right, let's go altitude. What do you say, 5,000?
Okay, Delta 2415 is back with you. Ready to copy.
Flight director, gonna do vertical speed.
Calling for clearance, say again.
At, what is?
Yes, Delta 2415 is back with you. Ready to copy. I fixed the microphone issue that I was having.
Delta 2415, roger. Las Vegas clearance cleared to the Burbank Airport by the Boach 8 departure, WIG transition, direct cream, Janny 5 arrival, climb via SID, squawk 1560.
Computer Burbank has filed to the Boach 8 departure.
This guy is new people. We like new people. He's definitely new people.
Jenny 8 transition.
That's why I started on the Western
Squawk
expansion pack.
1560.
I mean, it's not busy today during a weekday for ZLA, but that's why when I first started with PilotEdge, I started on the Western expansion, because during a week it's just pretty much crickets. So, you know, when you're learning, like this guy's obviously learning.
2415, just confirm the route for me one more time.
So
it sounds like you're still not getting that arrival.
Squawk.
That's Boach 8 departure, WIG
43.
transition, direct cream. Join the Janny 5 arrival, Juliet Alpha, November Yankee 5 arrival.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, altitude. Turn on our taxi lights.
Broker 8 departure. Weight transition.
Get our ATIS.
Fuel direct 18,000. Temperature 22. Dew point -12.
Juliet Alpha
3014.
Yankee
Arriving at departure runway 20 left. 20 right.
Delta 2415 and confirm climb via
departures, contact clearance delivery. Advise on
2415, read back correct.
And if flight following is requested, read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information early. John Wayne Airport, 8 Disinformation Charlie, 1753 Zulu, Windcom, visibility.
Alright, that's all I needed. So, taking off 20 whatever, we're gonna climb heading 196. Until after we pass the Seal Beach. You know what? I'm gonna enter that in. So let's do nav, and it's
Number 490-108, clearance available, advise ready to copy.
Actually, let's do
108's ready to copy.
Number 490-108, cleared to the Avalon Airport
115.7
by correction, on departure, fly heading 210, radar vector Seal Beach, Victor 21, Santa Catalina, direct, Maintain 2,000, expect 4,000 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 6431.
118.
Okay, cleared Avalon on departure, flight heading 210, radar vectors to Seal Beach, Victor 21, then direct out of Catalina. Climb and maintain 2,000, expect 4,000, 10 minutes
So
after
we
departure.
climb 196
Frequency
until we
128.1,
pass over
squawk
that radial.
6431, Cessna 108.
Cessna 49er 108, read
And
back
then we
clear.
turn left to heading 177. Heading 177. And then the radial 150 into Seal Beach, which that would probably, that's going to be the opposite of that. So it'd be 330. All right, I think that's right. And Zolt, how you doing there, bud? Oh, you're the one that was asking about the mod. Okay. Ginnigan says, I like making my own routes, although if I'm in a rush, I use what SkyVector gives me. In the occasions that it does have routes, yeah, they don't always have routes. But SimBrief will always have a route for you because someone else would have filed one. And different plus, I can't see what you just described. I think if you had a location mod on your stream, you'd know what it was. Forgive me for asking a question that took your focus off your job. Oh no, you're that's fine. That's all part of streaming. So the only thing I have on the stream that will show you where I'm at is at the very top of the stream. It shows, you know, my call sign, my departure airport, which is KSNA, the arrival airport, which is APV, which is Apple Valley. The network is PilotEdge. It shows the aircraft and other aircraft information. So as for a map, the only thing you could do would be to go to, you can come to this, PilotEdge, go to the PilotEdge network. Let me copy that and we'll paste it in there. And then you can go to live map and then you can zoom in. And here's two of us, that's me, and with my flight plan. So that's one way to track it on the map, if that's what you're talking about. I don't know if that helps or not, but maybe it does. All right, so we're with Charlie. John Wayne Ground, Twin Cessna 1399er signature, current with Charlie, rated taxi.
Number 139er, John Wayne Ground, runway 20 right, taxi via Alpha Hotel, Charlie, Kilo, hold short of runway 20 left to Kilo.
20 right via Alpha Hotel, Charlie, Kilo, hold short 20 left at Kilo 1399. All right, Alpha Hotel, Charlie, Kilo. Okay, that's what I thought. And we're off. Or we're moving, not off yet. So yeah, it's not really a mod. That's just showing the network that I'm flying on. So you can like click on any airplane on there. And at the top right of that, you'll see something that says drones. You can show the drones, or you can hide the drones.
Ready to taxi with Charlie.
I hide the drones.
November 49er 108, John Wayne Ground,
drones are
runway
just
20 right, taxi via
recorded
Bravo, Kilo.
flights from other pilots,
right,
and
taxi via
they put
Bravo,
them in there
Kilo,
for VFR
108.
traffic, so that way you'll have other airplanes flying around you and stuff
Clear
like that.
runway 107 Bravo Kilo.
Number 107 Bravo Kilo, taxi to parking via Alpha. Remain this frequency and pass for the Cat 5.
Taxi to parking via Alpha. Thank you. 107 Bravo Kilo.
Alright, compass is showing 010, and that's right on the money, so we're good. 010. Controls are working. So, Amzolt.
Sunwest 963, turn left.
Is that what you're looking for, bud, or
5,500.
is there something else? There's Navigraph is it's a package you get for charts, all of your airport charts. See, like Navigraph, this is Navigraph charts. Is this, so you can go to the airport, and with georeferencing, it shows you where you are in the airport, and that comes with Navigraph charts. So we're going to make a left turn up here onto Kilo. So that's another way that you can kind of track where you are.
Sunwest 963, when you roll out of the turn, Las Vegas Airport will be 12 to 1 o'clock, 8 miles, report in sight. Sunwest 963, cleared visual approach, runway 26 left.
Do a quick run up here. So you do full rich, I'll bring the RPMs up to 2,000. Temps are on the green. Do a mag check. Got a drop. Got a drop. And a drop. And a drop. And the oil pressure, everything is fine. We got a gyro section. So let's go to idle, make sure the engines don't quit on us. All right. And I want 126.8 for this tower. And I want
Runway Tower, Cessna 490-108, holding short, runway 20 right at Kilo, ready to go, IFR.
Oh, he's across from me.
Number 490-108.
That's him.
John Wayne Tower, wind calm, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff. Fly heading 210.
Runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff and heading 210, Cessna 108.
28.1. John Wayne Tower, twin Cessna 1399er, holding short, 20 left to Kilo.
Rumor 139er, John Wayne Tower at Kilo, cross runway 20 left, runway 20 right, line up and wait.
At Kilo, crossover 20 left, 20 right, line up and wait, 1399.
Sunwing 963, contact Las Vegas Tower, 119.9er.
Up and away.
Number 139er, squawk 3453.
I had it backwards. 3453 1399.
Tiger Tower, hello. Sunwest 963 is about 8 miles out, visual 26 left.
Sunwing 963, Las Vegas Tower, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26 left, Sunwest 963.
Or 490-108, contact departure.
Over to departure, Cessna 108.
Clear right. Gonna line up.
490-108, John Wayne, correction, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 4,000.
So we are all lit up. Rotated about 80 knots. Displayed here, which is about 90 miles an hour. Okay.
Number 139er, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff, wind calm.
20 right, clear for takeoff, 139er.
Number 139er, runway 20 right at Kilo, cleared for takeoff.
Right, 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff, 139er. Well, I'm like already on here, so. Full power. It's 50 knots. 60, 70, and 80. We got rotation. Gear coming up.
Delta 2415, requesting push and start.
Delta 2415, did you need to push onto the taxiway?
Affirmative. Delta 2415. I believe will be
2415, it looks like you're going to be pushing into the ramp, unless you push back really far, so push is at pilot's discretion.
Why did I push up?
Okay, now we go on a heading of 177.
139er, contact departure.
Over to departure, 139er, see. SoCal departure, November 1399er, muscle 8, leaving 1,800 for 5,000.
Number 139er, SoCal departure, climb and maintain 5,000 at radar contact.
Climb maintain 5,000, 139er.
Sunwings 963 at Alpha 6, cross runway 26 right, taxi departing via Golf Charlie.
Let's bring back the props to about 27.
Sunwings 963, monitor ground on the other side.
Turn off our landing lights, taxi lights. Strobe is on, all that's good. Yellow damper is on. These lights, these lights and stuff work too. Looks like we're about at 5,000. We should level out here. Bought this plane because of that.
Turn right heading 320.
Right turn heading 320, 1399. 320. Boo Ghost. What's up, buddy? Happy Halloween. Maybe this flight will be scary. Oh yeah, let me fix that trim. Holy shit. Like I said, scary flight. Alright, so let me do vertical speed.
Delta 2514.
And
Las Vegas, ground runway 26 right, taxi via Charlie Bravo.
now we're back on track. Had to adjust the trim. The only thing I don't like about this plane setup is that it doesn't have a auto trim, but the plane doesn't have auto trim.
Clear direct Santa Catalina VOR and over to SoCal.
Hope not too scary. Okay, that's a bit scary. Yeah, I have a trim wheel, but I use my yoke.
November 139er, climb and maintain 9,000.
Climb, maintain 9,000, 1399. 9,000. So we'll do.
November 139er, turn right, heading 010, join Victor 21.
010. Right turn 010, 1399. He's going to tell me what he's going to repeat it.
Approach Cessna 49108, level 4000.
Cessna 49108.
010.
SoCal approach Avalon, altimeter 3018. Advise approach request.
Man, I am all over the place today.
We'd like the VOR DME full from Santa Catalina, Sierra X-Ray Charlie, Cessna 108.
Cessna 49108, cross Santa Catalina, at or above 4,000, cleared VOR DME Bravo, approach to Santa Catalina.
Cross Santa Catalina at or above 4,000 and cleared for the VOR DME Bravo approach, Cessna 108.
Zero 10. I wish I had a 0 in front of it. I wouldn't mess up as much. And he told me to climb to 9,000. Join Victor 2-1. Yeah, he didn't repeat it, so I just looked at my flight plan and I knew it was Victor 21. So this is Victor 21 right here. All right, so let's do 115. Who was the controller? I haven't heard him before. Yeah, me too. He's a new guy, I guess. He's doing a good job. He's being forgiving with me and this other guy that it's pretty obvious that he's like new, and they're being really cool about it, but it's not really busy either, so. But yeah, the only thing this plane lacks that I wish it did was an auto trim. So if there was an auto trim feature for the autopilot, then that would just be perfect. And I bet there's a cheat that I could probably go into like the ACF file or something, but I don't know how to do that stuff. I mean, I could do some changes in ACF files, but only after looking at instructions from other people. And if I could make it to where the trim wheel was automatic in this plane, I would do it. Hey Gizmo, what's up, buddy? How you tonight? You think this is the guy that does the Western U.S. on weekends? Oh, okay. I've probably heard him before. I just don't recognize it. All right, so we are basically direct to Ahim. So let's do Ahim. Do activate leg. Direct to. Go to GPS mode. And now we don't have to worry about making that right turn. Do it automatically. On to Victor 2-1. Do you mean default electric trim on? Yeah, this plane it has no electric trim at all. That's the issue with this plane. That's why it bounced all over the place. The autopilot responds like, to me it feels realistic the way it would handle in a small GA plane. But yeah, if there was a cheat that I could add an electric trim on this, I would do it. But I need someone to tell me how to do that. That's what I mean. Like, this autopilot does weird things. Like it knows when it's at the 9,000 mark, and it just does some weird things sometimes. Now, once I speed up, then I'm gonna have to, like right now, I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot. See how it it wanted to pitch down. So now I need to trim it for level flight and turn on the autopilot. And now I should be okay because it's trimmed for level flight. So you have to like take the autopilot off, trim it, and then when I start my descent, I have to do the same thing. So you have to trim correct for the speed and the descent profile and all that stuff. All right, we're on our way. So I can open up the cow flaps. I mean, close them. Just a smidgen. Put 121.5. 135. Monitor guard. How does autopilot work then? Just move the control surfaces? Correct. Yeah, it moves the elevator, the ailerons, and that's it. It's pretty much just 3-axis or whatever it's called. And does it have an instrument that shows control surface deflection? Well, what it does, if the trim is way out of whack, it will show me here. So I can trim, like I'll trim out of it. I'll add trim just a little bit. And eventually, the Garmin will tell me to trim down.
Looks like
See?
you didn't
Now I'm
make it all the way to the end
trimmed
of the runway.
too high, so it's fighting
your
it.
scenery end there,
So
or
I'll trim it back.
did you just want to stop taxiing?
And then that will correct it. So I have to use my trim. I do have an electric trim on the yoke,
Delta 2415.
so I can move it, but it's not
right at
coupled
Alpha 2, cleared for takeoff.
to the autopilot, so it won't move on its own. It will only give me a warning if I'm way out of whack. So I'm going to undo the autopilot. See how I just pitched up? So I want to pitch. I want to trim for level flight at this speed, and then we'll reactivate the autopilot. So that's the trick with this model, is to just trim for speed once you're at the speed and level flight, or whatever you're doing. If you're climbing, you can trim for your climb as well. It seems like you could trim with the autopilot active. Yeah, so if you could see your control surface deflection, then you could just trim to neutral surface. Yeah, I wish, like, if it showed me here what would be the best trim. I don't know, like, maybe if I'm level flight, just to make it, maybe put it on the K, and that should be good for level flight at all times. That should be center. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just add a note to say put it on K. That might be the fastest way to trim it for level.
For clearance, say again. Delta 2415, contact departure.
Alright, just added that note, so maybe that will help me in the future remember that. Now let's richen this thing up. Or not richen, lean it, I mean. Bring the EGT up. I want it somewhat wet.
Las Vegas departure, Delta 2415.
But this, I find that this plane, putting the EGT right there is
Delta 2415, Las Vegas departure, radar contact.
Is good enough. It adds a little bit of RPM.
Climb via Sydney, Delta 2415.
The problem is that depends on the airspeed. The trim, yeah. So it's like, as long as I know I'm at my cruise at 9,000 feet, and I'm at my cruise speed or whatever, which is, 160, then that is when I would see if this K is the best, because unless it's like a weird crosswind or something, it should be okay. I think that would be trimmed for the center, like takeoff trim, so that'd be center.
Number 139er, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
SoCal approach 135.4, 1399. 35.
Number 254 Alpha Sierra, cleared to the Ontario airport. By radar correction, a direct Bard, direct Imperial, then as filed, maintain 5,000 departure frequency, correction, right, maintain 5,000, expect 16,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.55, squawk 3426.
It's 135.47. How are my temps?
Number 254 Alpha Sierra, read back correct.
SoCal approach, November 1399er 9000.
Number 13909er SoCal approach, Ontario, altimeter 3017.
3017 1399. Alright, 3017. So almost.
Number 490-108, no traffic observed between you and the field. Report IFR cancellation or missed approach this frequency. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Alright. We're going to be doing a left turn here in a second. There we go.
108, understood.
Who makes the plane? It's let me get the link. It's Digital Replica, I believe. Let me see here. It's a cool plane. There's two Cessna 310s that you can buy on the org, and I reviewed both of them, like looked at YouTube videos and such, and this one I find has more options. So let's see if this helps. There you go. So that's the one that I have. $27. Has, you know, its own weight and balance and all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
Approach Cessna 108 has the field in sight. Like to go ahead and cancel IFR at this time.
November 490-108 IFR cancel. Was that, just confirm that was you calling?
That's affirmative, Cessna 490-108.
Roger, November 490-108, IFR cancellation received, squawk and maintain VFR and frequency change approved.
Squawk and maintain VFR, frequency change approved,
So
Cessna 108.
ground is 3,000, traffic patterns 4,000. And the, what's the last waypoint on this? Apples, so... $4,000. One mile before Apples. 15 down. So we have 7 minutes. See if I'm close enough for AWAS.
32, arriving and departing runways 1721.
Delta 2415, contact Los Angeles Center 134.905.
Short instruction.
134.905.
Initial contact, you have information, Kilo. Southern California Logistics Airport, 8 is information, Kilo. 1745 Zulu, wind calm, visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Altimeter 3032. Arriving and departing runways 1721. Visual approaches in use.
I just needed the
Back all
altimeter.
runway assignment.
Actually, I'm
Hold
curious
short
what the wind
instruction.
is, because this is
Advise on
AWAS.
initial contact, you have information, Kilo.
Let me get the wind direction and speed.
Southern California Logistics Airport, 8 is information, Kilo. 1745 Zulu, wind calm,
Oh, WinCom.
Visibility 10.
All right.
Sky condition.
That works. We're running
Delta
off of
2415.
auxiliary.
Are you,
That's
you
main
still
fuel.
Vegas
We're on
departure?
auxiliary right now.
Delta 2415,
Ginnigan says, I've never heard of a plane like that, especially
Delta
one
2415, I
with
think I might
somewhat
have
modern
messed up.
avionics.
134.65.
Yeah, I asked the developer in the forums about it, to why
Delta
this doesn't
2415.
have the trim connected to the autopilot with this G500, I think this is called. And he said because it's, even with the modern avionics, the real aircraft does not have the trim connected to the autopilot. So he's sticking to, you know, IRL, and I prefer he wouldn't. I would prefer it. It would make it so much easier, because this is literally, out of the like the 11 or 12 airplanes that I fly, it's the only one that doesn't have an auto trim. So it's like I forget about it, and then it makes it all wonky, as you saw. Yeah, it's just like it adds extra steps. Plus, with this plane, it's like you have to take off and land on the main fuel tanks, so you don't want to burn those up. So when you're in the air, you run off the auxiliary, and then when I start my descent, I'll go back to the main, and then the fuel selectors are down here. So right now they are both on auxiliary, and then I'll switch them to main. Let me go back. So once we get over this ridge, we'll be almost there. See Mr. X's high definition trees that I have loaded. But it's a neat little plane. Got little lights. Flies well. To hand fly this thing is really nice. So we'll be at our top of descent in 3 minutes. I like how it makes it look old. It's like a work plane. This plane pretty much replaced the default Baron that you guys saw me fly a lot for GA stuff. I used to fly the Beech 58 Baron all the time with the rep, but then this plane has way more switches and dials and things to do. So for entertainment purposes, I enjoy flying this one more than the Baron, even though the Baron is probably, it's a little bit faster, a little bit. But back in the day when Baron first came out, this was the direct, what's the word I'm looking for? That they came out with this plane to compete against the Beechcraft Baron. So as for speed, they're essentially the same, and they carry the same payload, except this one has a little bit more. I think this one allows you to carry more luggage, and then you have less room in the back. So, you know, the Baron has the Baron outsold this plane from everything I read, because it has the seats that face each other with the door, the side door by the wing, so the passengers can come in and, you know, discuss business or whatever. At least that was the theory. But I mean, how much business can you discuss in a GA plane like this, because it's so loud? But for simming purposes, I'm not worried about how the seats are. I like this stuff up here. So that's why I fly this one pretty much exclusively over the Barren at this point.
Number 139er, contact Joshua approach 126.1.
Joshua approach 126.1, 1399. But yeah, this plane did well in sales. Not as well as the Barren, but still did pretty good. Joshua approach, November 1399er, 9000. Yeah, we're at our top of descent. I wonder if he gave me a bad
November 139er, Joshua approach, Victorville, altimeter 303, and advise approach request into Apple Valley.
it will be a visual approach to the airport, altimeter 3032, 1399.
November 139er, Roger, Apple Valley Airport, 12 o'clock, and call it 12 miles, advise in sight.
Field in sight, 13900.
Number 139er, cleared visual approach to Apple Valley Airport.
Cleared visual at the Apple Valley Airport, 1399. All right, so
November 139er, no traffic observed between you and the field. Report IFR cancellation or missed approach. In the air on this frequency, you're on the ground 122.2. Change to advisory frequency approved.
you can cancel IFR at this time, 1399, thanks.
Number 139er, IFR cancellation received. Squawk and maintain VFR. And frequency change approved. Have a good one.
Squawk and maintain VFR, frequency change approved, 1399, thanks you too. All right, so we're gonna go to CTAF 122.8.
Good morning, SoCal approach, Bonanza 522 Papa Mike is about 5 miles south of the Paradise VOR at 4,000.
And I'm going to take off. I'll leave the yell damper on for right now, and we're going to squawk VFR, and let me put in an approach. That will help line me up. We're going to do a straight in. I think it's right traffic. 36 is right traffic, so altimeter, it's 3032, and I'm looking for 4,000 foot. That's Apple Valley, it's right there in front. Yeah, that's the airport there. So I'm going to do straight in. Alright, mixture is full. Let me do some trim work here. Apple Valley traffic, Twin Cessna 139 would be a straight in, runway 36, full stop, Apple Valley traffic. Alright, so there it is. So I'm going to do takeoff flaps. Temperatures are fine. Do gear down. Props full. Turn off this yaw damper. Turn off the flight director. And we're gonna go flaps. That's my, okay. .8. Yeah, I am talking to the right people. That's good. Good to know. So it looks like I'll be exiting, yeah, left, and then we'll come back around. I think this thing stalls at 70 knots, and you gotta look at this one. And this, you don't want to go all the way back to idle. You want to keep some power in. Otherwise it will just fly, or it will just flop out of the air. You got to pull back on this yoke a lot. See what I mean? Just drops out of the sky. Ah, I forgot my landing lights. Oh well. Are they even on my... Yeah, I checked them off. That's funny. Apple Valley traffic, Twin Cessna 139, exited the runway, taxiing the parking, last call, Apple Valley. Alright, so, turn down here. Turn the strobes off. Turn off the pitot heat. Taxi light, pitot. Let's turn off the avionics. Press and hold that. Wait till it goes dark before you let go. Alright, now you're good. Avionics off. You know what else I forgot to do? I forgot to put that back to main. I never had like a descent, so I went from cruise to landing, so I kind of messed up my flows there. Let me turn off the auxiliary pumps. I'll turn off the gens, and Do fuel cutoff. We'll close that crash bar, turn off the battery. Before I forget, let's get paid for the flight. And then you got to add the weight back, otherwise it messes up.
Disconnected.
How many miles were you from the airport when you canceled IFR? I was probably about 12 miles. You're right about that. It's like I missed the entire descent. Like I went through my checklist super fast because I just wanted to do a straight in. I thought about doing a right, because 331, I think it is, 36 is a right traffic. So to do 36, I would have had to have gone to the left. I mean to the right of the airport, and then done a like a 40 or a U-turn, or I could have done a number of different pattern entries, but I just wanted to do a straight in for this one. Why waste time going up and down when you can just cruise at an approach altitude, right? That's exactly what happened. Let's see what the landing looked like. This plane does, like, you really gotta look at the speed here. If you look at this, it will throw you off because the knots are in the middle. The outside is like miles per hour. So I just look at this one, and you want to have an approach speed at about 100 knots. And like I said, it will fall out of the sky under 80. Let me make sure that FS economy took, which I think it did. Yep, it did. All right, so we got that on. It's a fun plane though. So if you had a choice between the two very different 310s available to purchase on the org, I recommend this one. This one is just awesome. I mean, it has all the bells and whistles to go with it. Takes a little getting used to, but it's a fun plane. So your best bet on landing with this is to get as close to the ground as you can before you pull back the power, and that way you won't fall out of the sky as easily. So I hit my the stall warning. This thing also has wing flex. I don't know if you saw that. That's a lot of detail. On the landing, you'll see it. And like I said, I think it was, you'll see the stall right at about 70 knots, which is in the middle here. You'll hear the stall warning right about 70. Yep, right on the money. So if I would have gone to just idle, I would have just, fall out of the sky, hard landing. So you don't want to pull it back all the way, that's for sure. And the sounds on this, as you know, are heard, are really good. It's got this baggage compartment. And then these noise cancellating headphones work really well. It's a nice price, although I'm on hardware purchasing mode to bring my PC from 4 years to 3 years. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have to spend a whole lot of money then to bring it up 1 year. I like the planes that have the headphone. Yeah, I flew the 767 yesterday, and I noticed that like right about here on the 767, there's headphones hanging in the window for the Flight Factor 767. So I had made a comment during the stream that it would be nice that if you could click on the headphones, that it would, lower the volume, quickly. So maybe one day a dev will put that in there. The Banzana ban on, yeah, I'm not even gonna try that right now. So that has them, yeah. A lot of the Carinardo aircraft, which I don't like any of them, but a lot of them have it. The Airfoil Labs, no, not Airfoil, but does Airfoil Labs have it? The TBM definitely has it. The TBM's headset sits on the seat, so it does the same thing. It disappears when you click on it. The TBM has them on the seat, and that makes that plane like very silent. You can't hear anything with that one. The 172 from Airfoil Labs does have them. Oh, that's cool. Wonder if I can't remember if I don't think the King Air has it. I can control the sound of the radios on the King Air. So PilotEdge radios, I can do that. And you can pop out the, that's weird. As soon as I go up to autopilot, maybe because the plane is turned off, but it has all these charts that I don't use. But it's a really nice, it's got checklists. It's a nice plane. I think, yeah. So you got different pages. It's a very nice model. I'll give it its props. Oh, you got the TBM finally? That's awesome. We're gonna have to do another group flight of Boo Ghost. Maybe instead of pattern work, we to do a TBM flight together. What I want to do, I had a scenery issue the other day with the flight I wanted to do, so it actually crashed the sim. So I didn't finish the flight. So how about you and I fly it together? What I want to do is fly from Pearson Field, which is next to Portland, in the TBM. We'll take off from there. And then I want to fly to Darrington, Orbix. I have Orbix Darrington Custom Airport, so just north of Seattle. So it's not a super long IFR, but we'll get to I think I was up to flight level 250 on that flight. And then right as I started my descent, the scenery had a hiccup, and I figured out what was wrong, so it won't happen again. But when do you think you'd want to do that flight from? Do you have the Western expansion pack? I don't. Do you have PilotEdge for the Portland area, or do you just have the ZLA? I can't remember. You're just a ZLA right now? Oh, okay. Well, we'll figure out I'll figure out a flight to do in the TBM. What day would you want to do a flight? Now, I haven't done any shared cockpit, and I really wouldn't want to in the TBM just because the plane is so simple as it is. If I was going to do a shared cockpit, it would be with the Flight Factor Airbus. That would be enough, I think, for two people to do. But I'm not really into shared cockpit stuff just because I like to do everything myself. I don't want to share the workload. I enjoy the complexity and stuff like that. So I know that it's cool and I do want to try it, but if I try it, it's going to be with the Airbus, and I don't think you have that yet. But if or when you do have, do you have the Airbus? Because if you have it, I'd be willing to try an Airbus flight on the ZLA. We could go from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, and we could do a shared cockpit uh, on that flight. That would be fun. Some people love shared cockpits. Oh yeah, no, I'm not putting it down by any means. It's just I haven't done it, so it's like I don't really want to say that I don't like it because I've never done it. I just know that I like to do everything myself, and that's what brought me really into the simming stuff is the button pushing and talking to the ATC guys and just doing all the flows. It's entertaining for me. So to hand off, you know, to someone else, raising the gear and handling the flaps and talking on the radio or whatever the case may be, if I'm handing off that stuff to a shared cockpit, you know, other pilot, then that's taken away from the stuff that I enjoy doing. I mean, it's not to say I don't want to try it. I do want to try it. It's just not something that I think I would do very often, but I do want to try it. But you get where I'm coming from? Yeah, I don't know. I just like having fun to do everything myself. I have been talking with another buddy of mine that maybe try the shared cockpit on VATSIM. XPilot has I mean, you can do it on PilotEdge too. You both log in. One login, like if I logged in as November 1399, then I think you would add some sort of character after it. So that way you log in, but you're not actually showing an airplane. So you're not registering a CSL. So you can both log into the network and still talk to ATC. But again, I've only researched it. I haven't actually, well, I've only researched it a little bit. You're stingy, is what you're saying? Yes. Yeah, I'm stingy. I like to do everything myself. I don't like to, I guess I'm a perfectionist. So it's like I have my own way of doing a flow, and someone else may have their own version of doing a checklist. So we would get from A to Z the same amount of time, we would get there correctly, but maybe the steps that my co-pilot would do it would be different, and that would be like, no, I mean, it's not wrong. It's just I'm used to going down a checklist. That's why I boogered up this landing. I didn't booger it up, but I forgot to turn on my lights because I was rushing to try to get it on the ground. But so yeah, I guess in a same. Do you have it, Abugos? Do you have the Flight Factor Airbus 320 Ultimate? I think it's the 8th. Let me see. Yeah, November 8th, VATSIM. That's October. November 8th, they're having an FNO out of. Oh, that's weird. That's not the one I thought. Where's the VATSIM event I'm looking for? Oh, I think it's tonight. No, that's not it. No, tonight's Charlotte. There's a VATSIM event out of Charlotte. Queen City After Dark from 0 100 to 04 Zulu. It's like 6 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock. 7 my time, 8 Eastern. You do not? Okay. Well, you just got to TBM, so I know it's going to be a little while before you get that airplane. That's not a cheap airplane. It's like $85, I think. But that's really the only one that I think I would want to, because there's a lot to do in that airplane. So I mean, I wouldn't mind loosening up my stinginess for that. But I know I talked to a buddy of mine about doing a shared cockpit on VATSIM, but I cannot see. Actually, let me go back. I'll tell you the date that we're going to be trying it out. I have to look in my past messages. He's the one that I fly DCS with once a month. His DCS name is Phoenix, and I've known him. I've been flying with him on DCS for years. So that's the only reason I thought to, because he has the Airbus also, but he doesn't know anything about ATC. So I figured I'd let him do the actual flying of the airplane, and I would handle the ATC, so that way I'd still be able to enjoy the ATC aspect of it, and he gets to fly the airplane, and that would be fun. So let me see when I had decided to do this. Looks like no. It says November 1st. Maybe they changed it. There was supposed to be a CLT near Atlanta. Charlotte. Oh yeah, okay. It's Charlotte. So it is November 1st, so it's tomorrow. Oh boy. So I'm supposed to do this shared cockpit apparently tomorrow night. So I guess I need to really research it because I'll be doing that with Phoenix tomorrow. His real name's Will. So tomorrow, because tomorrow's the 1st, yeah. So tomorrow night, VATSIM, I'll be doing the shared cockpit for the first time in the Airbus. I just for some reason thought it was further away, but yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be. I have to double check with him to make sure we're still on, but that's the plan. Let me see what I missed here. You won't be getting another one for a while. Abugast says he won't be getting another airplane for a while. Probably pick up an airliner sometime in the spring for across the pond. I'd like to try that. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting the SSG 747-8i, I think. So they just released the 747 version 2 for SSG, and I really want it, but I prefer when I fly heavy to fly what's it called? Freight, FedEx, and they're going to be coming out with a freight version. Now, if I were to buy version 2, then I would get the freighter version for free. So there's really nothing stopping me from getting it right now, except the loading would be totally different. So like the weight and balance would be different for an airliner. But I'm kind of interested in the airliner aspect of it because from everything I've read in the forums, they have the upstairs modeled, including the staircase. So you can like explore the airplane and go down the stairs and do all that. with the SSG 747, and with that airplane, I can do oceanic flights as well. So I too was thinking about doing. I did an oceanic flight like a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, with the 767, and I had fun doing it. It took me 6 hours. So I'm thinking about doing another one. But when I do it, I'm going to do it with the 747, and that's it for the 747. And you get to basically do everything like you do anyway, except the flight controls. Exactly. So that's the thing. Like, will fly the plane, and I'll do everything, pretty much everything else, except for we'll have to figure out what flows I'll do. Like, I'll do the usual first officer stuff, the gears, the flaps, and the radio. But other than that, we haven't really discussed workload. And Ginnigan says, I want an Airbus, but still haven't paid more than $50 in a plane, and that was the PC-12 with rep, and I was able to split that purchase. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that the reps make all Carinardo aircraft awesome. See, I may even just stick to the Zebo for airliners. The Zebo's good. It's no worse or better than the $95 767 from Flight Factor. Talking about an overpriced airplane. My gosh, that thing is crazy expensive. I didn't pay 95. Well, actually, I kind of did because I paid 60 when it first came out, or 2 years ago when I first started this stuff. That was my first purchase, and then they had an upgrade, so I paid for the difference. It was like $25. So I paid almost $100 for that airplane. But the Airbus A320 Ultimate is by far the best system airliner out there, but without any doubt. So if you're going to buy an airliner, obviously I'm an Airbus guy, so hope you can tune in tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure we're doing it yet. I totally forgot it was tomorrow, but I need to see if they released the new Atlanta. I don't think they have. I would have seen it on the somewhere in the news, but I want to get the new Atlanta. But if it's not released, my plan is to make a second X-plane, a second copy of X-plane, and then move the Airbus to that, or a copy of the Airbus to that. That way because you both have to have the same scenery, the same weather, everything has to be the same. Otherwise, the shared cockpit will have a whole bunch of issues from what I've read. So I'm just going to make a second copy of X-plane. I told Will to do the same thing. We'll move over the airplane. We'll put in the configuration files and the data, whatever that other file is. And then I have to download the shared cockpit program. And then we'll give it a try tomorrow night. We'll see what it's like. But I'm not making any promises I'm going to do it because I haven't checked with him in like a week. From what I understand, the pilot flying would call for checklist and verify each item, but the pilot monitoring does all the manipulation of everything besides flight controls. Yeah, that makes sense. That seems like it would be, the pilot flying should only have to worry about flying for safety and everything else, and situational, and know what's around you. And you didn't realize that. I thought it was just the same plane. No, you gotta have everything has to be the same, all the scenery and everything. So you'll run into some major issues from what I understand. So that's why I'm just gonna make I think it takes like 60 gigabytes to make a second copy of X-Plane. So it's not a huge amount of space. And I got, let me see, do I have on my Ortho drive, which is an SSD drive, I have 197 gigabytes of free space. So I'm probably going to make the second X-plane on that drive, and then I'll use that strictly for the shared cockpit I hope Microsoft Flight Sim has a good shared cockpit solution. Yeah, kind of like their VR thing. They're not planning on doing anything like that out of the box. Down the road, they're going to implement that, but that would be cool. I mean, that's what I've heard. I haven't really been following that too much because I know it's going to take years before Microsoft offers the amount of airplanes that's available to X-Plane right now. So they're not going to have like a Flight Factor Airbus A320 right out the door. So I'm not really getting too excited about Microsoft Flight Simulator other than the fact that I'm going to buy it and play with it. But I still think that most of my flying will be done in X-Plane for a few years to come until they catch up. And all you've heard is we're aware that people want that. I've listened to so many YouTube videos on that. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure, like I know VR, they know that the people want it, but they're not going to release a VR capable sim at launch. Down the road, they're gonna make it VR compatible, but at launch, it's not going to be VR. So the only news that I have for Microsoft Flight Simulator is, I watch Frugal's news and XCheck. XCheck is huge Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 fan. He's one of the alpha test people. I don't know. Check out his YouTube channel. He does like updates on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Anytime there's an update, he will do a YouTube video. And he's the first YouTuber that I learned anything from when I first was learning how to fly the stock 737 in X-Plane. I watched XCheck's videos on how to start up the airliner. So he's really a good YouTuber. I enjoy listening to him. He's entertaining. You can understand him really well. And if you want to know anything about Microsoft Flight Simulator, he knows everything about it. He is one of the inside sources for sure. So check him out and leave questions on his YouTube channel, and I'm sure he'd be able to answer any type of, because I don't want to say that, because I remember hearing that the VR and the shared cockpit are stuff that they're aware of, but they're not going to implement it at launch. They're only going to have like GA aircraft at launch from what I've heard, but we'll see. But anyway, I appreciate the conversation, and I'm going to go take a break, and my wife will be home soon, and we have to get ready for trick-or-treaters, I guess. So I will see you all tomorrow. I plan on streaming my normal time tomorrow, and then I probably, well, I don't know, maybe I will stream the shared cockpit. We'll have to see. There might be too much other stuff going on for me to try to. I don't want to stream something and have stuff break too. So maybe the first time that I do it, I won't stream it until I know it works, and then I'll stream it. But either way, I'll let you know what happens, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. The normal same bat time, same bat channel. Y'all enjoy your Halloween and don't eat too much candy. We'll see ya. Chase out.
SoCal Compass 6036, descending through 275 on the Angel with Charlie.
Compass 6036, SoCal approach, cleared ILS, runway 25 left approach.
Cleared ILS 25 left, Compass 6036.